Eccoci con un altro reaction. Allora ragazzi, avete presente quei video che faccio? Chi è forte tra questo e questo, X e Y? Faccio diversi anni. Oggi ci sono delle persone che hanno fatto delle animazioni per quelli. L'ho visto nei miei raccomandati questo. Quelli i video non raccomandati, come cazzo, no. Ah sì, per te, i video consigliati, no? Li ho visto, ma volevo reagire quel giorno, ma non ho reagito. Adesso mi sono ricordato che ci sono questi. Allora, questo è uno Aizen vs Madara. Questo è bello. Ho visto anche tipo dei pezzetti di altre persone che ci reagivano e ho visto che hanno il doppiaggio vero, cioè non so se sono i doppiatori veri che lo fanno o delle persone che riescono a imitare molto bene la voce di quel personaggio. Vabbè, basta parlare, andiamo. Basta parlare, andiamo.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Raycon.
Raycons give you absolutely amazing audio quality no matter where you go or what you do.
Non Raid Shadow Legends. Non Raid Shadow Legends.
Or working out.
And they're a perfect gift for anyone on your list. And as your gift to yourself, they start at half the price of other premium audio brands.
Plus, they're available in 5 stylish colors. And with free shipping and returns, gifting is easier than ever this year with Raycon.
There's nothing more soothing than listening to my favorite tunes on some Raycons when I'm out squirrel hunting with my dune buggy.
What is wrong with you? Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/deathbattle and use code HOLIDAY to get 15% off site-wide.
Vabbè, adesso credo che devono spiegare. Loro hanno fatto un altro video che era strafamoso, cioè Midoriya vs
Madara Uchiha, the legendary messianic shinobi
Miles
from
Morales.
Naruto.
Ci leggerò la prossima
Aizen,
volta.
the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach.
We may
Vabbè, noi
dream
sappiamo.
of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods.
They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie.
Madonna, la
Let's
musica è
go. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and
Allora,
skills to find out
provo a
who will win
tradurvi,
a
anche se
death
sapete
battle.
inglese forse più di me, ma così ve lo
Endless
traduco.
destruction, countless dead,
Distruzione
a plot
finale.
to conquer the planet.
Un sacco di
The
morti.
ninja world was at war.
Questa è Madara,
For the 4th time, only one
quarta
man
volta la
could save
guerra.
humanity from itself, from beyond the grave.
Salvare
The
l'umanità.
same man who orchestrated this war in the first place in order to
stato
end
Madara
all wars forever.
a
Madara Uchiha.
fare
From birth, war was the only
questa
thing
guerra.
the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju.
Non c'è
They're
una
basically
ninja che gli
ninja
piaceva
Romeo and
combattere.
Juliet.
Belonging to
Hashirama-
opposing
come
clans,
Romeo e
Madara and
Giulietta.
Hashirama were forced to
Hashirama
battle each
e
other
Madara.
for years, all the while dreaming of a
Erano
better
obbligati a
future.
Their
combattere.
bromance eventually overcame their clan's differences, and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha.
Hanno
But
creato il
Madara wasn't
villaggio a
satisfied
Konoha.
with Hashirama's dream of peace through cooperation.
Non
He
era
desired an
soddisfatto
immortal
dei
peace through
sogni di
total
Hashirama.
domination.
Quindi
Everyone
voleva
else thought that
dominare.
was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to wage war against the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last
E
long,
poi è
huh?
ritornato
Madara's
a
megalomania
fare
was
guerra
perhaps
col
fated,
village.
considering he is
Però ha
in
perso.
fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the
Era
inheritor of his immensely
l'incarnazione
powerful chakra.
del
Basically,
semidio
physical
Indra.
and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in
Ninja
fire and
magic.
wood-style jutsus, which just seems irresponsible to put
Anche
those
legno.
together, like a
Wood
gender
style.
reveal party waiting to happen.
His wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. Why are you looking at me like that?
Anche il
Madara can
legno
even
può
use his
creare
kunbai
vita.
to absorb ninjutsu and return it right back to
Giusto.
sender. You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with
Cattivo.
just a friggin' fan.
Madara has torn apart
Riesce
hordes
a
of
battere
ninja without breaking a
eserciti.
sweat, taken a beating from every tailed beast at
Senza,
once, and even defeated the 5 Kage,
stancarsi.
some of the strongest shinobi in the
Ha battuto
world.
anche
The
5
Raikages
Kage.
even
Vabbè,
stated
tutte
to
queste
be
cose le
fast enough to
sappiamo.
move at light speed. And
Lo
even
sappiamo
weaker
che è
ninja
Madara.
like Orochimaru have
Ha
dodged
ucciso come
literal
Raikage.
photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance his perception down to the cellular level, allowing him to predict movements, see the flow of chakra, and summon the mighty perfect Susanoo.
The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even one's as strong as Itachi's Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second.
And when she died in the illusion, she died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it, Madara could too, easily.
And after grafting some of Hashirama's cells onto himself, he
would always have a piece of his Romeo inside him. This is my ship, Wiz. Stop looking at me like that.
He not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan,
aka the big chungus of all eye magic. The Ringy eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors, as if he needed any more fucking powers.
While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will.
After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love.
Alright, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but just bear with me. Fearing a defeat in battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time without because he died again. Make sense?
Nah, that'll never work.
You're right, it didn't! So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his eyes back from Obito after some backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest time ever!
Look what you people have done to him. You'd think Ten Tails' power would be awesome, but those dinky 8 balls of doom are so lame.
Don't let their size fool you. These truth-seeking orbs are in another league. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power was so insane, he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have to possess a potential energy of at least 372 petatons of TNT.
He was even fast enough to keep up with 8 Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he blocks light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timmy Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan, and with the God Tree summoned, he cast the infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this tree with his chakra would have involved physically spreading its roots through and around the entire Earth in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
And this was with just one jutsu. Is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha?
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was left was his old friend Hashirama, there to comfort him in his final moments.
Just like Romeo and Juliet, or never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Mada bro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
Now the real fun begins.
Mannaggia, pubblicità. No! Cosa è successo? Cosa è successo? Cosa ho fatto?
The Soul Society was in chaos. One of its leading Shinigami was set to be executed under suspicious circumstances.
Soul Society
A
era
band of
in
humans
caos.
from the living world had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the
Uchia,
5th division
vabbè,
of the
è stato
Gotei 13,
rapito.
was dead.
Gli
Murdered.
umani
What
sono
dastardly
entrati.
mastermind
Aizen
could have
era
been
morto.
behind all this? He'd have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Little is
Aizen
known
era
about the
morto, ma
man's
era
past, only
responsabile
that
lui.
he isn't a man, a human man, but a soul reaper.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife
Shinigami
and purify those who have turned evil in the
spirituali.
living world.
They're badass anime wizard Grim Reaper swordsmen. Though Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork.
But this Clark Kent was harboring a secret.
Delle
Aizen
occhiali.
had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his
Stava
colleagues via his
creando-
twisted experiments.
Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain. But when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA, and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of reishi, being spirit matter,
Il corpo
and empowered
di
by
Aizen è
Reagisco,
fatto
being
da-
spirit energy. Entities made of reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his
Il corpo
Reiryoku
di un
energy,
Shinigami
Aizen
può
can create
essere
incredibly powerful
danneggiato.
blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him.
This is due to
se
his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual
esseri
pressure exerted as a result of
deboli
his
possono
enormous
essere
power.
distrutti
He
senza
also
che lui
knows
si
tons of Keto,
muove.
or spells. He can create force
Si
fields, bend the light
debba
around him to
muovere.
make him impossible to detect, fire concentrated bolts of lightning, and absorb the energy from his surroundings to make giant-ass energy dragons.
Perhaps his deadliest Kido is Kurohitsugi. After an
Kurohitsugi
extensive
è il suo
incantation,
Kido.
Aizen surrounds his target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu.
Il suo
Shinigami
Zanpakuto Kyoka
Zanpakuto is a
Suigetsu.
magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit.
Vabbè,
Kyoka
ha uno
Suigetsu gives
spirito,
Aizen
la
complete
spada, vabbè,
control over
sappiamo
his
già ste
victim's
cose.
senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword.
Chi ha guardato
This
Bleach lo sa.
complete hypnosis traps its victims in a
Ha il
nearly
potere
perfect illusion that
di
Aizen can manipulate at
ipnosi
will,
che
making himself virtually immune
completo.
to attacks while his opponents are
Completo
sitting
ipnosi.
ducks.
It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visored trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely
Il
powerful
Hogyoku
reality-warping
è la sua
device that, quote,
creazione più
materializes the
importante.
user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it
Che
realized his
materializza-
desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can
i
heal any
desideri
of his wounds, even when
dell'utilizzatore.
half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a
Yes.
horrifying butterfly monster man.
A being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the
Un
Soul
essere
King, the deity that
forte
controls the
quanto
cosmic balance.
il
Even a
re
minor
dei
disruption of the
Soul
Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
Then it implied that the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require an energy of over 140 zetatons of TNT.
Aizen is powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a
Non so
side
perché
effect
sta
of a sword
paragonando
swing.
quei poteri
His
a
casual energy blast can disintegrate
TNT, però
huge chunks
secondo
of the
me è
earth,
per
and he
dare
can take on armies with just his
per
Reiatsu
dare
alone.
He even defeated the rest
un
of the
esempio
Gotei
reale.
13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be
Ma se
way
riuscire
stronger
a
than Soul
fare
Society
i-
heavy hitters like
le
Kenpachi,
tre
who sliced this
squadre,
120-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces.
That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
And Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The
finché ha
battle we've
combattuto
all
contro
been waiting
Ichigo
for. Way before this, in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well. And even Aizen himself, feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Or was it? Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before. But what made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Reiatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Nah, it's definitely the chair. And, since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach. He even managed to hold his own against the Quincy warlord Yua, who absorbed the power of the Soul King himself. He even used Kyoka Suigetsu to trick him, and Yuha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same time. All according to Keikaku, bitches!
And after standing among the gods themselves, Aizen returned to captivity and pondered the meaning of his existence.
Even trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world.
Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those cold, calculating eyes? No compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top, neither you nor me. From now on, I alone will stand at the top.
Che figata, Aizen.
Alright, the combatants are set and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want the confidence of an anime supervillain, check out Blue Chew.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Chew.
The secret to, well, pretty much anything is confidence.
And that's why Blue Chew delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis in chewable tablet form right to your door.
Yep, and did we mention you get Blue Chew's tablets at a fraction of the cost of those other guys?
Ma è la seconda sponsor.
Just sign up at bluechew.com.
Allora, hanno fatto la descrizione lunghissima, cioè speriamo ci sia qualcosa di
Plus, it's all
importante.
done online, which means no more awkward conversations with your doctor or waiting in line at the pharmacy.
And you can take Blue Chew anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever.
So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help.
And we've got a special deal for you. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code BATTLE at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping.
That's BlueChew.com, promo code BATTLE to receive your first month free.
Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thanks Blue Chew for sponsoring the show.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Vai, andiamo, sono carico. Oh.
You can see me.
I can see everything.
Ma la voce.
Did you see that?
Madonna.
Drown in despair!
I would expect nothing more from a human.
Non mi aspettavo niente
Mere parlor tricks.
di meno da un umano. Allora, le voci non mi sembrano proprio quelli dei personaggi. Però raga, la battaglia. Usa puro Itsuki. Aizen usa puro Itsuki. Cavolo, è copia sta canzone, spero di no. Anche perché siamo su un video di YouTube, quindi non può essere cioè, almeno che lui ha usato sponsor e sta usando una sorta di copyright. Oddio. Oddio. Allora, forse Aizen ha una voce più simile al doppiatore. Madara non mi sembra che ha la voce proprio giusta. Sì raga, adesso non è la cosa importante in questa battaglia, però mi importa un sacco della voce.
The pounding of my heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it! You almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
Allora, parla come Madara, cioè un po' simile la voce, ma non è proprio quello secondo me. Oh, si sta incazzando.
What a wonderful dance.
Ha finito? No.
KO! Of course Madara won! He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our
Aizen
calculations,
perso.
Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7
Sinceramente
times more
a me
powerful than the
è
best that
difficile
Aizen
scegliere
could
una
scale to
parte
with
in
his
questa
rare
battaglia
Yoku,
perché
and both
Naruto e
ended up
Bleach
being
sono uno
roughly
dei
as
miei
fast as
anime
each other.
preferiti.
While there are a range of possible feats
Però,
and numbers to go
se
with to
avrei dovuto
determine their
scegliere,
limits,
avrei
the point
scelto
is they're
Aizen,
always going
ma
to be
perso.
close to even.
Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
While Soul Reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both chakra and rare Yoku utilized spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and kido. That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks and even dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP
Sì,
Aizen's
perché
complete
dato che
hypnosis
Madara
was,
riesce ad
Sharingan users
assorbire
can break out of illusions, no
tecniche,
sweat,
quindi
even ones
non
as
aveva
powerful
senso
as
nemmeno
Itachi's
Kido.
Tsukuyomi. And since Madara can switch between the Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Aizen's
Dato-
illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as
Quindi
perceptive as the
Madara
Sharingan,
riesce
which can
a
spot
distruggere,
imperfections
cioè
in
le
ninjutsus all
allusioni
the
create
time,
da
it was
Kyoka
only
su
inevitable
Getsu,
that Madara would
dal
be able to
Zanpakuto
quickly
di
break out.
Aizen.
However, the
Dato
same
che ha
couldn't be said
Rinnegan,
for
quindi
Aizen, who never
sì,
showed
sì,
any
ha
resistance to
senso.
the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether
Eh,
these
infatti
clones,
anche-
meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen
Cioè,
constantly on the
Madara
back
aveva
foot.
più
But none of
tecniche,
that
più
mattered if they couldn't
attacchi.
kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything, except for those pesky 8 balls of doom.
Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of
Quelle le
completely
palle
molecularly
là,
annihilating
quelle sei.
spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again,
E infatti
Aizen
sono stati
was
quelli.
a spiritual being.
Since Aizen lacked the ability to do the same irreversible damage
E
to Madara,
Aizen
the ghost of the
è
Uchia had exactly what
è
he
un
needed
essere
to put this
spirituale,
actual
quindi sì,
ghost
quelle
down
palle
for
hanno
good.
fatto danno,
Aizen was
quindi
an unbelievably overpowered
la
foe, but
rigenerazione
Madara's
non
own
aveva
powers,
senso.
illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Sosuke should have kept his Aizen the prize. And,
Do you
Aizen
feel any
doveva...
shame at all?
moderately. Ha! Double pun. Suck it, Wiz.
The winner is Madara Uchiha.
Dai, ci sta, sì, ha senso, ha
Thank you for watching
senso.
this episode of Death Battle. If you're looking to get some merch for the holidays, we've got a bunch of
Raga,
great
lasciate
new
like,
items
iscrivetevi
from
al
Death
canale, attivate
Battle
la campanellina,
and
condividete
Reagisco.
questo video
Hoodies,
prima che
t-shirts,
non vi sto ad
socks, and beer
obbligare.
signs. Click that box
Ciao.
to start shopping now.
Bella. Vi auguro una buona resto della giornata. Ciao.